Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year and welcome back to university. Okay, I hope that all of you enjoyed your term break. Some of you, I think you just like come back from overseas, or some of you may just like went to the beach or the mountain somewhere. Okay, that's great. Oh, hi, Abbas. Oh, I just see you in the line. I haven't seen you for the live videos. Okay, now what as well? Wow. Okay, there are many students in here. That's great. Okay. Today I'm still at home, but tomorrow I'll just like start going to the university. I hope that I'll see some of you anyway. Okay. You have ghosts showing up in your camera. Okay, how many ghosts did you have? Okay, 2. Yeah, I think so. I think I saw 2 as well. Okay, yeah. Okay,นะครับ. So everyone, I think now you can access to our canvas already. The information for the courses, also the case studies, reading materials, as well as like what to say, submission of just like the examinations, as well as your term project. Everything will be in our canvas anyway. So today I'm going to talk about the introduction to the course by just like starting with the syllabus and then start some part of our module number 1 a bit so that you can just like have the break for your lunch. I think right now many of you haven't got the lunch yet, right? Okay, right. Okay, just won't be long. All right. So okay, now let me see. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay, so firstly I'll begin with the course syllabus that you can see in the canvas in here. It is the course syllabus that we have got. Okay, so in this one, okay, let me just like show you mine. Okay, in here. For this course, it is called as ICCS271 or Interaction Design. This course is for credit courses. That is a lecture course. We have to spend 4 weeks in our lecture per week. That means 2 hours per day. That is on Monday and Wednesday 12 to 1:50 p.m. And the self-study time is 8 hours per week. Yeah, so I think that all of you can just like do it for sure. So this is the required computer science course. And I am the course lecturer. My name is Paramin. So you can call me Jan Paul, and I think that some of you are also my advisee as well, and many of you have seen me. I think if I'm not wrong, we met each other in the orientation long time ago. Okay, so we normally offer, in the past we offer this course once a year, but I think now we may have to offer twice a year anyway, because the core courses might need like by lots of students anyway. Okay, now let's see. Now for this course, let's see, we talk about the goals and objective of this course. I would like you, all of you, to select appropriate technologies that are suitable to a business, and identify all conditions necessary for implementing digital business solution. At the end of the course, you should be able to explain software development lifecycle and the importance, express responsibilities and major skills of system analysts, develop business case and system requirements, develop process models such as data flow diagrams or DFDs and context diagram, explain logic and object modeling, and develop entity relationship diagrams. So for the course description here, we talk about requirement analysis. including non-functional and functional requirements that you need to know the difference among them. And then you should be able to collect these kind of the requirements from the specific group of people that are your users as well นะครับ data gathering, software design and prototyping, principle of good design, software lifecycle, software development methodologies, quality assurance, cost modeling in software projects นะครับ so that means from the knowledge that you obtain นะครับ from your programming skills นะครับ that one you can see that you did it by yourself นะครับ when อาจารย์ or when the instructor assigned you the work to do. But in this course I'll just like show you how you're gonna integrate this kind of the knowledge นะครับ the programs นะครับ more than one programs together when you have to work as a team, because actually when we talk about like the software system in a company or in the organization, it's larger than just like software that is developed that is developed by one person only. So when we have the team นะครับ the requirements from different users are important as well. And also when users need to have lots of requirements, the cost of the software is different as well. So that's why we need to know how do we gonna just like prepare the cost modeling in the software project. For the credit hours per trimester in here, as I told you, we have 4 hours per week นะครับ by 12 week it is 48 hours and self studies is 96 hours นะครับ no lab for this class นะครับ so some of you may have the question that do we have the programming in this course? I can tell you that no, because it is not the programming language specific. This course I just like want you to prepare นะครับ the project that can be just like the neutral kind of programming language นะครับ at most the things that you have to do in this class for the project is to prepare the prototype. And actually for the prototypes, we have like different kind of prototypes that I explain later on. You don't need to code it นะครับ or at most you just code it a little bit in order to just like have the logic when you just like click some buttons only, but it's not heavily goes to the programming parts นะครับ okay, now let's see the teaching plan for this subject นะครับ we'll begin with the introduction to the course นะครับ and then I'll just like start with the first module that is introduction to system analysis and design นะครับ for this one in the introduction to system analysis and design we also have the case studies นะครับ this course will be heavily based on case studies as well. I will let you นะครับ form the group of 2 at most 3 people นะครับ in order to do the case studies นะครับ to discuss for the case studies and also the term project as well นะครับ to up to 3 people นะครับ so you'll be assigned for the case studies นะครับ and after that you have to just like summarize and then analyze those case studies when we have the question in those case studies and then report to the class นะครับ because we have like many students in the class around like 29 of you or 30 of you in the class, so that means I may just like ask for nomination or I may randomly call some group in order to present นะครับ your work นะครับ or your case studies นะครับ okay, so after that นะครับ in the next module we will talk about นะครับ the analyzing the business case นะครับ that is the second module. When we just like have the scenarios from the business, how do you gonna analyze it นะครับ this one we just like take week 2 in order to just study about it. After that นะครับ in week 3 we will learn about requirement gathering techniques that you have to use in different set of requirements or organizations or information systems. for example นะครับ sometimes when you have just like let's say 10 people นะครับ 10 people who will be the users you may just like use the interviewing while another system may have like let's say hundreds of people or thousands of people you cannot interview everyone then you may have to use questionnaire instead นะครับ but anyway when you just like have to use questionnaire sometimes you have to show the prototype to them as well before they you let them criticize นะครับ and make a comment before you just like gather all of those requirements นะครับ to develop the real system นะครับ then we'll learn about like many kind of the requirements gathering techniques นะครับ in week 3 then in week 4 on week 4 we will also just like talk about the modeling of the requirements that you gather นะครับ from the previous steps นะครับ we will just like spend week 4 for the requirements modeling นะครับ after that in week 5 we will learn about the data modeling นะครับ and the process modeling part 1 นะครับ week 6 we go to do the process we learn about the process modeling part 2 and object modeling part 1 week 7 we will learn about object modeling part 2 and then we have midterm examination the midterm exam will be in during the class time okay on week number 8 we will learn about the development strategies what techniques that you have to use in order to develop your information system to interact with your users and the related stakeholders or related parties to your system we will learn about the development strategies for 2 classes on week number 9 we will learn about data design so that we can just like use the what to say the data นะครับ transform the data from the old system to the new system then we have to just like know how to just like design the data properly some of the people may say that okay they want to store it as a flat file some of the people say that they want to use relational database นะครับ some of the people may want to use object oriented database or whatever kind of database then we'll talk about in the data design module after that in week number 10 we'll talk about managing system projects that one is the way that we use in order to set up the project for for the system development นะครับ and then we have to break them into different tasks and after that we just like complete each task and assess นะครับ and evaluate each task for its completion and then we just like talk about the scheduling นะครับ okay and also in week 10 นะครับ I will also talk about managing system project management techniques นะครับ that is about like the techniques that you have to use in case that you have just like the lacking of the time that you set up how do you gonna just like plan ahead for coping with those risks นะครับ and then fixing the problems after that in week number 11 we will talk about user interface design นะครับ okay actually it should be lecture 22 is user interface design part 2 นะครับ and after that in week 12 that is the last week of this term we will have term project presentation นะครับ for 2 classes because each because we have just like let's say almost 10 different projects then each project will spend around like 20 minutes in order to present นะครับ and then to answer some questions that I and your classmate may ask นะครับ and lastly นะครับ we have final examination นะครับ final examination it's online as well okay so this is the schedule that we have นะครับ in this for this class so the plan for assessing course learning outcomes นะครับ We have assessing and evaluating learning achievement by having formative assessment and our team report, class discussion like case studies, reflective question, and answer comparison. For evaluation plan, we have midterm exam 30%, final exam 40%, term project 20%, and the last one, class attendance and participation. This one also includes your case studies as well. It's 10%. And for the grading system, we use MUAC and MU standard for the grading system in here. So for the teaching materials and resources, these are the textbook that you can just like find in the library. And also you can just like search for the internet from the internet as well. And I provide the handout for you on Canvas. So these are the course syllabus that we have got. Okay, right. Okay, then up to this point, do you have any questions for the course syllabus, everyone? Okay, so if you don't have any questions, let me just like talk about like the way that we can use to communicate to each other. Actually, you can see that most of us are familiar with the Discord, right? But anyway, for me myself, sometimes I got the problem with the Discord because I mean like it's not just like the same as like Line Messenger, because sometimes when the Discord is just like popping its notification, it's not about me. It might be just like you talk to each other or you talk with Ajahn in another subject. So for me, then I just like think that I just use Line group in order to just like communicate with you. And also if there are like some announcements, for example, if it is the urgent announcement, I'll post in Line group as well as the Sky Plus as well, so that you know that I'm announcing something, because sometimes you may not have the time to check on Discord, because some of you may mute the notification on Discord because you think that okay, you may check it once a day, but I mean for the Line, I think that many of you are still using it, right? Okay, so we just like communicate over the Line group as like one alternative channel that is good for me, so that you can just like talk to me. Okay, so then I just like set up the QR code for the Line group already. Okay, so I just like send it to you in the chat box, so that you can just add yourself to the Line group. So everyone, could you please add yourself to our Line group, so that we can just like talk to each other in the Line group as well. So I'm waiting for all of you to be ready, adding yourself to the Line group. I'll just like start talking about module number 1's handout, to introduce you to the interaction design. The objective is that I would like to discuss about the impact of information technology on business strategies and success. Also, we will learn how to define an information system and describe its components. Also explain how profiles and models can represent business functions and operations. Also, we'll learn, I will explain how the internet has affected business strategies and relationships. Also identify various types of information systems and explain who uses them. In addition, we'll distinguish between structured analysis, object-oriented analysis, and agile methods. We learn the comparison of traditional waterfall model with agile methods and models. Yeah. Also apply 5 basic guidelines for system development and discuss the role of information technology department and the system analysts who work there. So that means I'll talk about the overview of like most of the things that we have to learn in this class. In this one, companies and organization normally nowadays they use information as a weapon in the battle to increase its productivity, also to deliver quality products and services, maintain the customer loyalty, and also make sound decisions. So not just companies, the universities and the academic institution also have to use information as the same weapon as well. Like in MUIC, you can see that the information from students, from stakeholders like from your parents, from the graduates, even the information that we obtain from school pupils, school students that they came to MUIC on open house, we use those information, we collect those information as a weapon in the battle as well. We also use them to just deliver our quality products and services to the quality service to our students as well. Information technology can mean the difference between success and failure. If we still run the company or organization same as like 20 years ago without seeing the information that we have got at all, it might become the failure of running the business. So the impact of information technology when we talk about the information technology or IT, it is the combination of hardware and software products and services that the organization has to use to manage, to access, to communicate, and to share information inside its organization and also maybe among its stakeholders or related, just like peoples or related companies like their suppliers as well. The futures, there are 3 issues that will shape the future. The first one, it's changes in world. You can see that the easy thing that can just like see for the changes in world is like the COVID-19 situation. You can see that in the past we never have just like online class before. Students had to come to the campus to study only. Right now, you see, most of the classes actually from last term, every class was online class. Even let's say if you're talking about PE class, it was online class as well, right? That is changes in world. Next, we talk about the changes in technology. So you can see that, okay, in the past, let's say 20 years ago, in order to have just like Wi-Fi connection to let the students to just like bring your own laptop and connect to the internet was not the easy thing in the university. So that's why we had to prepare lots of labs facilities to the students. When the student had to just like use the internet, they had to use in the computer lab. But right now everything is changed in the technology. Even the university doesn't provide the Wi-Fi for you, but you can just like use your mobile hotspot or tethering, or instead of just using the laptop, sometimes when you want to check the schedule of the class, let's say, you can just use your smartphone with the apps inside. And also it changes in client demand as well. Sometimes our customer may say that they don't want to order the products by just like going to the store and pick the products up. you may have to just like provide the products catalog, and also the product catalog might be just like viewable by using AR and VR as well. This is changes in client demand. So in terms of the system development, when we talk about system development in here, we mean business information systems. The business information system are developed by people who are technically qualified, business-oriented, and highly motivated. For my students, for all of you, I'm sure that soon you become the technically qualified and highly motivated. But in terms of business-oriented, you have to gear yourself more and more in order to be the business-oriented as well. Because sometimes when the business or when your customers talking about something in terms of business, for example, if they are talking about some business related terms, you should just like know about it as well. If you just like want to go to just like develop the information system for their products and services. For example, if you say that, okay, you would like to develop an information system for ExxonMobil company, let's say, you have to know that for the ExxonMobil, they are just like the company that produce oil and fuel. One thing that you have to know is that, okay, for oil and fuel, if you use to develop the information system for like let's say if you develop information system for central department store before, that one they sell the product as well, but the products were separative, countable. For example, if you sold a pen on central department store, they just like scan the barcode for a pen and the price, and then they charge the customer. But when you just like say that you have to develop the information system for ExxonMobil company, the products that they sell is fluid. It's not countable like this. That means when you just like have to develop, let's say the billing system for petrol station, let's say, how do you gonna integrate your system with just like the the machine, the machine that we just like use to fill up the gas or fill up the oil, because actually when the product is the fluid, the way in order to measure might be different, because the quantity, you need to have the decimal points for the quantity, and how precise of the decimal point that you use to calculate. It's different from the pen that you use to develop a system to just like bill the customer in central department store. So that's why you have to learn about the business thing, and business related terms for your customer as well. Also, it must be people who just have to do the system development must be good communicators with strong analytical and critical thinking skills. Airbus asked me that we'll be able to rewatch the lecture. Yes, if you want to, I can record the video for you. Okay. By the way, I have to spend some time a bit, because I have to just like I have many classes during each day, and I have to edit the video before I can just like publish it for you. So it might take some time. That means it might be a couple of days before I can just like post the videos for the current videos. By the way, the videos normally I just like post it on YouTube. So I'll just like I'll post the link in our Canvas. Okay, right. Okay. In the past, I didn't record the videos before. So when I have to teach online class, I have to learn how to edit the videos, and choose the correct way to post the video as well. This is the impact of the changes that we have got as well. Okay, right. Okay, now นะครับ let's talk about the next thing. The next thing is that when we talk about system analysis and design นะครับ system analysis and design system analysis and design means the step-by-step process for developing high quality information system นะครับ we don't just like brief out the spec and then let the programmers to develop, because let's imagine that if the whole information system consists of 50 programs altogether and there are 10 programmers นะครับ to or 10 developers to develop those 50 programs, you can see that if we don't discuss before and we don't set the standard of developing those software before, the name of variables might be absolutely different. The transforming or the converting of the data from one program to another program might be difficult to do so. The data type that you set up for the variable might be different. You don't have the standard. That might become the problem. So that's why we need to set up the step-by-step process for developing it. That I'll talk about it next on. System analyst is the person who conduct the system analysis and design task นะครับ System analyst is the one who plan, who develop, and who maintain information systems นะครับ Normally, system analyst has to work cooperatively with users and with developers นะครับ okay. Next one. When we talk about the information system development, who develops the information system นะครับ we may have like we may use the in-house applications นะครับ that we have got it before. We just like have the developing teams นะครับ in-house who develop the information system for you if you want, or we may buy the software package and use it with a company นะครับ Some of the company they don't need anything much. You can just like buy the software package and you install it. They can use it straight away. Or we may use the cloud-based, that is internet-based application services นะครับ or we may outsource by just like outsourcing the developing company or software house in order to develop the software นะครับ for the customer or for us that we want to use. Or some software might be custom solutions นะครับ is the custom made. You just like customize software นะครับ to match with the organization. Or enterprise-wide software strategies นะครับ For example, if the customers นะครับ are the big company that has like many branches around the world, the company or the enterprise has to set up the enterprise-wide software strategy. For example, if you're talking about like ExxonMobil company นะครับ the base of ExxonMobil is in Texas, US. They say that any countries that has the branch of ExxonMobil company has to use the software that is called SAP, that is enterprise-wide software strategies. Every country นะครับ that has like the branch of ExxonMobil has to use the same software that is SAP software, something like that. And you have to use the how versus what นะครับ how to develop versus what do we have to develop. That we'll talk about in the next step, in the next part. When we talk about information systems in here, what is information system? Information system is group or collections of programs นะครับ it is, when we call it as a system, it is a set of related components that produces specific results นะครับ Actually, they are like group of software นะครับ that we use in order to use it for serve some specific thing นะครับ A mission critical system is one that is vital to a company's operations นะครับ So when we talk about a mission critical information system, that means you have an information system to serve นะครับ the company นะครับ to accomplish their mission ครับ Data consists of basic facts that are the system's raw materials ครับ while the information is the data that has been transformed into output that is valuable to users. For example นะครับ I said that okay, if you go to 7-Eleven this morning to buy a bottle of to buy a box of milk นะครับ of plain milk the cost is 15 baht. You get a receipt that you purchase one box of milk 15 baht นะครับ that is a data. What about information? Information is that when 7-Eleven collect all of the bills นะครับ or the receipt of the customer each day, they may say that okay, branch A today they sell plain milk นะครับ 20 boxes นะครับ cost 300 baht. 2 days ago they sold plain milk นะครับ 30 bottles 30 boxes. Okay, the money that they receive is 450, and they have statistics like this, so they can use this information in order to plan for the next order. For example, for the next week, for the next 2 weeks after this, the milk company will be closed because they would like to just like have like the annual maintenance for a week, let's say. So it means that you have to order everything ahead. So if you have to order everything ahead, what are you going to order? For example, plain milk, how many boxes that you would like to order. Then you have to just like see from the past that, okay, let's say approximately we order around like 16 or 17 boxes per day. So we say that, okay, if you have to order for 2 weeks, you multiply 16 by 2, and then we order in one hit. Or some companies say that if you order in a specific amount นะครับ or a specific quantity, you get cheaper price, something like that. Then you may have to just like set up นะครับ the information system to have automatic reordering นะครับ to serve that amount of money. So that's why we call it as information, because it's valuable to users, so that you can save the cost, so that you can have the stock for your customer to purchase while the factory is closed. Information system have 5 key components: hardware, software, data, processes, and people. For the hardware, it is physical layer of the information system นะครับ we can use Moore's law นะครับ for analyzing the hardware. So that means in every 2 years นะครับ the curve นะครับ of number of transistors will be increasing. So that means right now you can see that the price of the hardware is cheaper and cheaper if we just like think about the same spec. So that means you can buy the higher spec of hardware นะครับ for the cheaper price in the future too. While the software, we talk about the system software นะครับ like OS that we have got นะครับ or we have like network operating systems นะครับ that is the system software. While application software นะครับ are the software that we just like use it in order to serve a specific purpose. And we have enterprise application that integrate everything together. For example, SAP or Oracle นะครับ These are like the enterprise application that each company may have. The next thing, when we talk about the software นะครับ we can have the horizontal system, vertical system, and legacy system. These are just like the terms that we use. Horizontal system means that the system that we use in each department นะครับ in the organization. For example, we said that, okay, for accounting department, they use Excel. They use database to store the accounting data. While the sales department, they may have the POS or point of sale system, so that the cashier, I mean the outlet of the company, can sell the products. We can have online ordering system. You can see that these are horizontal system because they just like use on their organization only, their department only. While vertical systems are information system that they use in many organization in depth, many departments in depth. I'll talk about in detail next on. And the legacy systems are the information system that the company use it before. For example, I'm sure that right now all of you have known Sky system and Sky Plus, right? Currently we use Sky Plus, right? So Sky system is legacy system of MUIC, because soon everything when they are ported to Sky Plus, they will just like close down the Sky later. So that means right now the data has been transformed to Sky Plus, maybe 80-90% already. When everything is just like converted and then loaded into Sky Plus already, we don't use Sky anymore. And in the past, before we had Sky, we had another system called Oasis. Long time ago, it was the similar kind of system that we use it in order to just let student to register, let the advisor to approve or disapprove, let the secretary to prepare the class list, something like that. And when everything is ported to Oasis, when everything is ported to Sky system, Oasis was closed down. This is the legacy system. For the data, we have table store data, that we just like store the data in the database. We store them in a table, and then we link tables together to supply the data to the programs or to the software. Okay. After that, we talk about processes. Process describe the task and business functions and business function that users, managers, and IT staff members they perform to achieve their specific results. So that means if you have just Sky system, Sky Plus system, it's not completed. You cannot just like use Sky Plus system without any instruction, without any incorporation or with like people. For example, okay, we said that right now when you use Sky Plus, the advisor doesn't need to approve anything. Okay, that one you bypass that functionality of the advisor. But I mean, like, for example, you can see that once you use Sky Plus, you also have to just like do the things. For example, you have to just like check the schedule from Sky Plus as well to see that, okay, in each day, what class, which room that you have. And in order to see the room that you have to go for the class, the staff who is building staff, they have to set up the room for you. They have to book the room for you. And before that, the secretary, she has to set up the room in the system first to see whether the room is available or not before she confirms the room to the building departments. So these are the processes that everyone has to do. And I mean, like, in order to have the courses to register, we prepared the courses for you since October last year, so that you can so that you can just like register for the course for this trimester. So these are the process that we have to do. Some of the process has the priorities to be done first. Some of the processes can be done together or can be done anytime that you want. For example, if we say that we want to see or if we want to print out our class schedule, you can print it anytime. You don't need to print it today. You may just like print it next month, something like that. Okay, these are the process to use or to perform the to achieve the specific results. And last one, we talk about people. The people who are related to the information systems are stakeholders. For example, we talk about like executive of MUIC. They may want to see the performance of each course, and how many sections that we open for this term, let's say something like that. They are stakeholders. Also, we said that, okay, MU would like to know the performance of MUIC, how many students that we can recruit, how many students that are graduating from our college, something like that. These are stakeholders. While users or end users, these are the people who really use this system directly. For example, for Sky Plus, students, instructors, program directors, chairman, they are just like the direct users, secretary as well, direct users to the system. These are the system components. Okay, now let's see. Airbus asks me that where is Oasis? It's just like closed down for a long time. Airbus, we don't use it anymore. I think more than 7 or 8 years that has been closing down. Okay, because I remember that I had a friend who was graduating from MUIC. She was, let's see if I'm not wrong, she was 380. Okay, something like that. Yeah, 38 batch. So I could find her information from Oasis at that time as well. What is end user? Hang on. Many questions that I have got. Hang on. Next is from Nawat. Will Sky Plus ever turn into Space Galaxy Universe, or are we just gonna keep adding plus to the name? I guess you have to ask Ajahn Тэй. I guess for the next generation, it will be renamed, not anything about Sky anymore. Why Sky Plus? You can see the glimpse of Sky. That's why they still call it as Sky Plus. Anything inside are still like similar to Sky, but for Oasis and Sky, they are absolutely different. Nothing is the same at all. Okay. Garan asked me that what is end users? End users are people who use system directly. Like us, we are end users for Sky Plus. Okay. Next comment from Airbus. The next one will be Sky Pro Max SE. No, I don't think so, Airbus, because when we have the next generation of Sky Plus, Apple will change not to use Pro Max SE anymore. They may have like something like I don't know, maybe Oracle or maybe Universe, something like that. Okay. Sky Plus. Where is Oasis? Oasis is disappear. They just closed down already. Oasis, actually, they had Oasis 1 and Oasis 2.0, something like that. At that time, they used the numbering. Okay, Sky Special Edition. No, now it's Sky AE. So user and end user is the same. Yes, Cap. Users and end users are the same. Okay, but actually we have like many kind of users, not just end user. We have key users, super users that I'll explain to you when we reach the part. Okay, they have different authorizations for the system, so that's why we call them as different levels. But actually, when we talk about users, most of the time we mean end users. same people, same group of people. Okay, right. Okay then นะครับ I think today we just learned something already, and because today is the first day of our class, I think I better stop at this point so that on the next time we can just like continue on the next slide. And what to say, I'm just wondering for the next class onward, what would you like the class to be นะครับ so normally I like to have the class running from 12 o'clock นะครับ but I finish the class early at 1:40 but some students would like to have the class นะครับ and have the break in between. For example, have the break from 12:50 to 1 o'clock and then continue on the class at 1 to 1:50. We will talk about it next time. I'll just let you vote นะครับ don't have to tell me right now นะครับ don't have to tell me right now. I think I can just like have the vote on the line group as well นะครับ okay here. Garan has a question. Weird looks like graduate program still use Oasis. No ครับ they don't use Oasis anymore because the functionality in Oasis is not as same as Sky and Sky Plus. And as I told you นะครับ information system has a component, has a process, has a people. If we still use two systems, I mean like if we still use Oasis and Sky, the secretary has to update the information on Oasis as well นะครับ that is just like double their work. That's why we don't do that นะครับ that's why we don't do that. Was Sky developed as in-house? No ครับ Sky system, oh hang on Sky, right? Sky, yes, right now it is in-house ครับ but for the Sky version 1 at the very beginning we hire the company outside, but it was owned by CS alumni anyway นะครับ but for Oasis at that time นะครับ we didn't hire sorry, it was not in-house. The Oasis was hired from the company outside. In the past, I came here to MUIC before Oasis start. At that time, we had to use just like mainframe computer long time ago, and student had to use just like paper-based registration form. So we found that there was a problem. That's why we had to just like use an information system to let the students to register. But at that time, every house had to use like the dial-up modem. So that means not every student could register online. So I'll just like talk about this legacy system when we reach that part anyway, right? Okay then นะครับ I'll stop my lecture at this point นะครับ and we'll communicate on the line group. I'll set up the poll on line group, and I also just like ask you for letting you enter your some easy information on the line group as well, because I just like I know some students in here นะครับ already, but some students I still don't know who you are, and then I just like want to know you as well นะครับ okay, so I'll do like this นะครับ when we finish each class I'll ask you to just like turn on your camera นะครับ so that I can capture the screen นะครับ okay